All right, and we're back into it. I know we had a bit of a hiccup right there. It's Cloud9 taking on Newbee, and well, this was our seventh heat tonight, and we did have to have a bit of a hiccup. There was a lot of lag, and well, all of a sudden, everyone left. So we made a new lobby. We were hosted. We got into AP. We're quickly throwing the draft back together once more, and well, bringing you the coverage again is myself, KotLGuy. Cameron, Mr. Basskip, are you still there? Just want to make sure. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry, I had myself muted talking to you. How you doing, Cameron? You still there with me?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
No, all right, my end, my fault. But yeah, we're back into it. AP, so here is our draft at hand. It's going to be the same as it was before. Jug, Lion, Nature's Prophet, Zeus, and Chen picked up for Cloud9. And on the Subi, we got Axe, Shadow Fiend, Rubik, Faceless Void, and Ancient Apparition. So we spent the last part really theory crafting as far as what to expect, but just to kind of make a small shortened version for VOD's sake, you see that Cloud9, they're probably looking to defend out their jungle a bit here for Big Daddy and his Chen, and I imagine for the side of Newbee, they are beelining it in that same direction. Both teams probably feel pretty comfortable, like they got a good level 1 fight, but we'll have to see here if anything is to break out. And I have left the overlay on. People are probably freaking out about that, but sure enough, I have changed it over, though, before any blood was shed.
Nice. Crisis averted.
There we go.
Okay, so trained scouts at Newbee, C9 know what they're up to, but again, it was probably pretty obvious because they picked Chen anyway. Sneaky ward attempted, but I think C9 may have gotten eyes on that one. We'll see.
That's the good thing. And I don't know, maybe that influenced their Nature's Prophet pick a bit, but certainly having that extra bit of vision to scout out what Newbee were up to, maybe where they planted their theory crafting, where the wards could be. They're pinging as hard as hell. You see the ones over here back and behind. There's pings flying here. There's pings flying there. Ping, ping up here, ping up there. What the hell's happening? Okay, they ping out the sentry. Misery plants. Oh, no, not yet. He walks away. So I don't know what that means, but there was a crap ton of pings happening right there. I'll be honest with you.
The battle begins.
Yeah, that was a lot of pinging. Okay, so he planted the sentry. Unfortunately, the observer ward is out of vision. So, and I don't think either of this. Okay, so Lion does have some tangos. Misery didn't actually start with any, and he's gonna place. Okay, so he's gonna find the block on his pull. So at least they've got that going for them. Big Daddy's gonna realize that this is blocked before too long, but he's got other camps to work with, and if he gets lucky, he should still be all right. A little bit surprised that they didn't notice the ward over here up on the cliff being placed, since they actually had the dire observer up there earlier, but trying to prioritize the D wards instead of on the blocks instead of on the Rune Vision.
So Big Daddy does have a couple of camps to work with at least. He'll start with this Alpha Wolf and then go from there. He's got some trolls over here, which should be relatively easy to bring down. There's a Wild Wing over there on the left side, so outside of that, nothing too special for maybe the early level 1 gank. And it doesn't look like he has a smoke. Oh, he bought a smoke. Okay, right at that moment I was even thinking about it. So he'll have the smoke for anything that could potentially come his way. Now let's look at bottom here. He's got Bone 7 here on your Nature's Prophet going toe-to-toe with Moo on the Axe. Matchup that Moo's probably pretty comfortable with. He's not going to be too worried about Nature's Prophet doing any real damage, but at the same time as he chops down these creeps, it does force them to be pushed, so Bone 7 gets the CS under his tower and he'll find the XP.
Yeah, Bone 7, pretty decent start for him here. The one downside of picking Nature's Prophet when you have a Chen is that there's lots... Chen by default just needs the jungle, so if you're having a hard time on the offlane as a Nature's Prophet, you can't really just retreat and go and get that steady farm. So the fact that he's doing well right at the start here, and the fact that he's actually up against an Axe should be pretty good. Axe is going to push it up right underneath the tower, but he can tank the creep wave with his treants and just get CS.
Oh, Newbee. Sansheng comes in from behind and snipes the Cloud9 courier away from Fata. It did not have the bottle on it, but it was delivering it, and now he's trying to run from the Centaur. Bone 7, they are angry about this courier going down, and they get the extra rotations. There is not going to be any bloodshed. C9 lose the courier, and they force out Bone 7 to rotate to the mid. Everyone gets in on the action. Misery was here. Same with Big Daddy. Oh, that's a good boost right here for Newbee.
Yeah, it was a lot of time wasted. SF grabbed some CS in the meantime, so gonna bring himself up to a little bit of a lead on mid lane, and the fact that the courier's gone down means that Fata now really needs his supports to help him camp out the top rune and make sure that he's securing that.
You already see movement coming out from Big Daddy. He still has that Centaur. And no items on hand. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Big Daddy is now stuck. I've seen this already once before.
And the courier's dead for a minute. Oh, my
And
Lord.
the courier's dead. This is the worst case scenario you could ask for at the start of a game. Oh, can you... is there any way you can hand off a TP from the low ground? Misery's certainly going to try. Here, buddy. Let me throw it up to you. Can you do anything? Can you give it to me? I can't reach. Get maybe this corner. Oh, my God. This sucks. This sucks so bad. Oh, Rabbit's coming over. What do you think you're doing? He's going to go up in 1v1. I think it almost would be better to just let him sit there and get nothing at all, but they want first blood.
It's first blood. It's too good. Yeah.
Well, very unfortunate there for Big Daddy. And, well, I guess to his benefit, he does leave that high ground and gets to go back to base. But Newbee, courier takedown, throws up on the cliff, and gets the first blood. That's the dream. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Sunshine making some plays, and he's even just going to stick around here. He knows that they really want the 4-minute rune for the Zeus, so he's just going to keep scouting out. He's stacking up the Ancients a little bit so that the Axe can clear them out later. So, yeah, Newbee's early game looking really solid.
I just like the position they had, and with the vision of that ward, they just knew he was coming over, and it was the same way we saw there on the bottom before. Look at this. Hal gets a haster, and he is just like, where are these stacks? Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh, so much gold. Now Cloud9 lose a side investment they've been building up. Oh, God. Newbee continued to profit so much in this game. He walks away with a nice little boost, and that was all the duration of one sweet little haste rune.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Sunshine also manages to grab a little bit more bonus farm for himself on mid. Attempt on Rabbit top. Miser still has the Hex, but Rabbit with that first blood, got his poor man shield up, a little bit too tanky, and almost, in fact, level 5. So even the Faceless Void doing pretty well here. To be expected since he's only being zoned out by a solo support, but you know, still Rabbit getting away with quite a bit.
They're gonna go a second go here. There's the double lockdown, and okay, yeah, Fata's like, we needed this one. He slams down the Wrath of God, and well, they get their first blood on the board for Cloud9. Moo, in the meanwhile, he's getting pretty low here as he tries to spin it out on the Centaur, and well, he should be able to get it done. He might need some help here. Be careful. There's been numerous times that you'd figure they'd get the job done. I look away for a second, and then they're dead, so Moo's able to hold off on the Tranquils, pick him up, and he'll get that regen with the Tango, but still things looking pretty promising. Faceless Void will go down, but because of that early rotation to mid lane after the Courier dropped, he had found that space to get a boost. Now Newbee, they look for bottom lane. Newbee is on his axe looking for an engagement possibly on the Bone 7. It's tasty. And if you look at Bone 7's view, he doesn't know it's there. And oh, suddenly there's a Moo, and suddenly there's a Rubik lifting. And they're going to make the go with the call follow-up, and Bone 7, well, he is now Chop Suey.
And Bone 7's like, Treant, why? Why would you help him get spins? Why would you help him kill me off?
No, don't fight him! Get away! Oh, unfortunate. So Cloud9, it's a bit of a hiccup of a start right now. They do get that one kill with the help of Fata globally, but they're going to need a lot more to lead things off. If we go ahead and look at the CS, it's Hal at the top right now with 58 and 6, and well, no stacks here on the side, but still some bit of farm for himself. And now, if we look at, I wanted to see here, Moo, yeah, he has got 2k gold. It's 7 minutes in. He's going to have a pretty damn fast Blink Dagger. That's going to be scary on your axe.
Yeah, I think if they had more Ancient stacks, he would consider going Vanguard and then clear the Ancients with the Vanguard and then get his Blink off of that. But I think the fast Blink is just fine. He's still doing pretty well. Going to bring down a tier 1 tower, relatively uncontested on top. So nice grab for him. It is going to be Rabbit's level 6. And because there's no support here to pull the lane back, if Rabbit does the right thing, he's just going to keep it right here and maybe grab level 8 as a result.
They have Fata bring down the ult to get a bit of vision, but Rubik's a little far. Mind you, Big Daddy's trying to get this done with maybe not the best of an army. A little Harpy here and a Wild Wing. Not going to bring out the stuns and the real pain, but for now they'll take away a bit of the side farm. And look how deep EE is right here.
Top
No
tower
respect
is
right now
under
for
attack.
Newbee in this lane. He's just way past behind the tower. Still has the Omni Slash to draw out in his pocket, but he's holding firm. And at the meanwhile, you can see Cloud9 are also pushing at mid base. They have that tornado coming on out, dishing out the big damage, and Newbee not looking to make an engagement quite yet, even though
Radiant's middle tower
Chrono's
is
not
under attack.
online. He needs a little bit more. There, he's got it. Let's see if they do anything with it.
Yeah, this is just how EE always plays carry. Always draws as much fire as he can. Might get punished here for it though. Yeah.
That was nice. That was nice. How was not even that far. He TP'd from maybe like, 15 feet away, but he needed that little bit of extra time to get there for when the Chrono was going to be, at its back end. So with that, they get the nice takedown. Eternal Envy, maybe just lingering around a little bit too long, and the second Faceless Void got 6. He probably should have considered leaving.
Yeah, he just wanted to play it right to the very edge, but unfortunately Void just straight up chronos him right as he gets to level 6. And with that, Rabbit also getting pretty close to level 8. Jump in from move.
Yeah, Big Daddy's caught, and now there's going to be telekinesis, so the stun comes through from Misery. And now Fata brings down big damage. Rubik's going to be fine, and they're able to take down Big Daddy and the other support, but Omni Slash on the return from Eternal Envy gets a kill for himself. Ends up being 2 supports for the one Shadow Fiend, but we're not done there. Eternal Envy looks to go from behind. Banana is not going to catch it with the Ice Blast, and now he drops the heal. He wants him. Come here, you got it. Yeah, got it done. Double kill for Eternal Envy. What's Moo doing? He's over on the right side just hiding for now. I guess he doesn't want to get into fisticuffs here with Eternal Envy, so he'll walk on away. So it ends up being a 2 for 2, much better there for Cloud9.
Yeah, and despite C9 trailing on kills, they're still getting a lot of pushing done. Tier 2 top is almost dead, Tier 1 mid goes down to Fada, and Tier 1 bot also still going to be pressured here a little bit further by Misery and EE.
So Newbee got to be careful here. They're losing structures all over the place. And Cloud9 know how to make some space, and when they have that space, they'll do something like quickly go in for the Roche. I mean, hell, he could probably do whatever he wants. He's got the Quelling Blade, the Mask of Madness, and the Healing Ward. So if there's the wiggle room, I'm sure Eternal Envy would love to get that Aegis.
Yeah, definitely. If they see the opportunity, they can go for it, and especially once they have the Tier 1 tower down in bot, it's a pretty natural objective for them to look for. He can even go in, he can smoke in by himself, and Bone 7 can TP in and summon Treants, or Chen can just send some creeps along. So it's very, very easy for C9 to sneak a Roche this game, and it's also something that they love doing. So definitely something to keep an eye out for.
So Bone 7 went with the Midas build. Haven't seen this in a while on a Nature's Prophet. Not your typical maybe null build where you like to get involved more often with your global presence, but so with a Midas now, it'll accelerate quite a bit, maybe anticipating somewhat of a potential late game, but what do you think is going to be the best option here for him? I mean, if you're not feeling too much of a split push Necro book kind of a get up, do you just kind of hold on, Ice Blast comes in. Are they following it up? No, just letting him know he's there. But any particular Nature's Prophet build that might stand out to you for Bone 7 in this particular matchup?
It's tough. I think Necrobook is really good for their push, and it's really good against Axe as well. He jumps in, and you just immediately mana burn him, and you completely remove the threat of a dunk, or the same kind of story against Void. Is very, very vulnerable to Necrobook on the mana burn. There's a temptation to probably go for a Blink, maybe for better positioning and to avoid to dodge the Chrono if you're off split pushing. But I don't know. I think Necrobook is a pretty solid overall choice here.
So you see Bone 7 will help out Big Daddy with his farm hand in hand. As far as farm for Fata here, he's got the Yules. It looks like he's going to be going for the Yule Scepter he likes to get, or he had the Void Stone, and now he has the Yules. Pretty much complete. Missing just a little bit of gold for the recipe, but this works out great. Good extra move speed, great mana regen for a hero who loves to burst out a crap ton of it, and now you're going against a Void as well. That Yules could come in really good handy. Good handy could come in good. What am I trying to think of here? Could come in handy. Oh, it's late and it's Dota. Rabbit now gets caught out with Misery and does get the kill there. Before I have a stroke, what I'm trying to say is the Yules will come in handy going against the Faceless Void. Situations like that, if he's on the outside, Faceless Void, without a BKB his ult could be rendered useless.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity. And Newbee is still with... Newbee about to get smoked on. I see 9 here.
here come the creeps. Banana's already on the way out though, but Rabbit, wow, hops right over. So he'll be able to walk down below. So it looks like Cloud9 might not be able to get their hands on anyone. Top though, Bone 7. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Dunked. Chopped down like the tree man he is. Moo gets that. A few zaps on the ass on the way out, but still, Newbee get their pick.
Yeah, and Newbee just using the axe to full effect. They're cycling the Void down to bot so that he can farm and really start to pick up some carry items and be the right-click damage dealer that they're looking for him to be this game. And C9, like we were talking about, as expected, just gonna go into Roche. But I don't think this is quite how the game plan was in their heads. I think they wanted to gank a little bit more with Bone 7, but and start using the Aegis to leverage down some 2-2s. At this point, it's kind of a catch up and just prep for these team fights.
Oh, whiff on the Earth Spike there. They spotted out Misery, and now they're going to be the ones to get on out of there. But that was a bit awkward. Maybe if the Earth Spike connected, they could have had a follow-up. But then again, Fots is there, and with Eternal Envy and that Omni Slash, now level 2, he's got a lot of gold. Almost 2,500. He's building up nicely here. I wonder what he's going to be going for. Saint Yasha seems to be something we've seen as of recent, but Eternal Envy might look to do his own thing. I think that's been the normal actually for him.
Yeah, I do think he needs to tank up a little bit. How he does it exactly will depend on him, and he's got, well, it's a Yasha flying out, so not really any commitment just yet, but definitely wants a little bit of extra survivability since he is more than likely the one that's going to be facing the brunt of the damage this game, and more than likely going to be on the front lines, getting called up quite a bit by Axe.
Lo and behold, look what Hao has. It's a Void Stone, so it's a Yule's now. And that is a Yule Shadow Fiend and a mech together. So we're now seeing the hybrid build. I've seen pretty much everything at this point. Earlier today we saw the Yule's Blink Blade. So Hao's doing his own mix right here. Let's see how useful it's going to be. Any opinions here? Oh, and
I think it's good.
They take down the Lion. A grab there at the top, a solo grab for Rabbit with that Chronosphere. So good solo grab for him. But anyway, sorry, as you were.
Yeah. No, I think the Yules is really good here. If you get Omni Slash, you just pop Yules. If you're trying to punish the Nature's Prophet for some reason, because you don't think the Axe and the Void are going to do a good enough job, you can buy a Blink and you can Blink Yules him and just kill him that way. So I think it's a nice pickup. And honestly, SF is such a versatile hero, and like you said, you can just kind of build whatever you want. Omni,
wow.
Just for Banana there.
Yeah, that only takes 2 quick slashes. If he gone deeper, he might have been able to get a 2-fer with that one, but there's going to be the Yules. He's not looking to walk back in and Requiem. Instead, he goes right over and annihilates Bone 7. Requiem's all over his body, but Big Daddy now dishes out the stun. Meanwhile, back behind, Moon locks down 2. Tries to get damage done, but it's not going to be happening. Not even the dump. No threshold low enough. Misery, very low. Eats some tower aggro. Gets the finger off, and they're able to take down Rabbit. Big engagement right now for Cloud9. And, well, Hal's thinking about dancing on in, and now throws up the Yules onto Eternal Envy. There's telekinesis, raises. Oh, it's not going to be enough. And it looks like they actually sent Fata back to base there. Maybe he's looking to heal on up and bring the ultimate. No, it's 47 seconds. So looks like as the dust settles, it's a 3-for-1 trade advantage for Cloud9. Oh, hold on though, Banana. Still there, eating big damage. Meanwhile, below, Misery gets caught out and taken down. And now they look to go for Hao, who's going to be sprouted. Heals up on Fata. Now even the Hadouken coming out. Moo is back, jumps in, gets the call off, and now he's going to get Yules. He wants blood, throws out the Battle Hunger. Well, can you deny? Oh, it doesn't matter. He gets the chop meanwhile onto Bone 7. Fata runs away and he can't escape. The jump-in dunk coming out from Moo. And Eternal Envy looking to go back. Telekinesis onto him. Close quarters, Ice Blast will hit him. But he's able to Blade Fury on home. The dust has resettled again. And, well, to be honest, I don't know where the hell we're at. They end up losing Fata and Bone 7 there at the end. So Moo gets a lot out of that one. He has actually almost got his BKB. Only one component away.
Yeah, I think that fight ended up going really nicely for Newbee. EE wanted to keep on fighting because he still had the Aegis, and he was calling people back to bot. That's why they sent Fata back to replenish on mana and rejoin the fight. There was one really unfortunate moment there And it was Bone 7, so he TP's in, they're looking for the kill on the Shadow Fiend, and he starts the Wrath of Nature a little ways away, I think probably even all the way on top, to try and get it to bounce down and KO the SF at the end. But because they have this ward, this ward over here, it gave vision onto this camp, which absorbed 2 of the bounces and stopped it from hitting Shadow Fiend because it ran out before it could reach. So I think otherwise it would have killed him and C9 would have come away a little bit better. But Bone 7 just doing the default thing, starting the ultimate as far away as he could, and his support's warding, unfortunately, totally screws him just by accident.
Oh, so. Very unfortunate coincidence there. Could have definitely changed how that fight has gone out, but for now they have to deal with it. Newbee do benefit a lot from the back end of that. Rabbit with a DD now, and he's got about 1,300 saved up here. They're going to smoke and go on the move. They cross pass immediately. Fata pops out the ultimate mechanism, shorten the fly out. How dishes out the Requiem. Big Daddy's going to be in trouble now under the chrono. How is barely alive, steps back, big raise. Rabbit gets the double kill, and now the stuns start dishing on out, and they're going to clean up the remaining big neutrals from Big Daddy's camp. But it's going to be a twofer. Both Eternal Envy and Big Daddy go down.
And Rabbit even denying the split push on bot by just TPing down and getting rid of the tower, so I think it's just been a sequence of very haphazard events for C9. Looks like Moo's gonna get jumped.
Bam! Nice Misery jumping right there. Even brought over Bone 7. The 3 of them will eat that Ice Blast, but they're gonna be A-okay. Still only the level 1 blast right there from Banana in the mid lane, but still a good pick on the Moo. As Misery had the finger back up. So with the calculation as far as how much damage it would be doing, they figured it out correctly. But how? He strides on forward here. He has the Blink Dagger. If he gets any sort of vision here, he could blink Yules and, well, maybe look to set something up. Requiem, though, still on cooldown. So looks like we might have a bit of a calm here while the chrono's still down from Newbee. And maybe they consider re-engaging once it's up.
Yeah, the Blink Dagger on Misery is a really big deal because up until this stage, Newbee had the initiation advantage 100%. Time walk into Chrono and blink into Call. So now Misery has the opportunity, if they have some good vision down, to be able to be the one opening up the fight. And there's definitely a chance that they could blow up, say, SF or Void before they get anything done with the Zeus ultimate, the Wrath of Nature, and the Finger of Death. So as much as things have been tough for C9 so far, this is a really big stepping stone for them.
Big Daddy goes back to his jungle, and he's still trying to throw together what looks like that mechanism. Get that bit of extra sustain online, but make sure you do avoid those Ice Blasts, otherwise you're not going to be doing a whole lot. But he'll continue to make work with what he's got. Bone 7 also working the jungle. He's got the Blink Dagger build happening here. I don't know if he's going to go full Bulldog, a la Frankfurt style, and get the Maelstrom, but we'll see. It's been quite a while since Nature's Prophet's really come into play here. Misery, mana drain from the woods. House says, what are you doing there? Throws up the Yules and destruction. Well, Misery, you got your mana, but you lost your life.
Yeah, I don't actually know how How had vision of him there to be able to. I don't think casting mana drain should do it. Auto attacking gives vision of, you know, if you're in fog and you auto attack somebody outside of fog, but how, I guess maybe the Ice Vortex went down and they managed to jump him, or he started an auto attack and then started the mana drain, which would have been also very unfortunate because his plan was just, oh, be cheeky, steal some mana, blink away. No way that they can find him. But another kill going Newbee's away, and C9's momentum stalling somewhat. You can definitely tell that this is not how they're planning things to go. Normally at this point in the game, they'd have more farm on Chen. Mech would probably be complete. So the game plan's been sent off the rails a bit, but I think they still have the opportunity to recover. They're less susceptible to Void now that they've got some mass blinks and that Yules, and as we've seen this tournament, Juggernaut can still hold his own in the later stages of the game.
They want to get Moo again. Misery jumps in, blast, 1-2 punch, finger, you're done for. Just way too much burst. Airball on your Ice Blast, and they get the hell out of there. It's a hitman job that's successful there for Cloud9. Really nothing else you could say, just nice clean-cut execution. Maybe a cloak or a pipe is something that Newbee might need to consider. Yeah,
and C9, the shift in the way that they're approaching this is really obvious, and it's really cool to watch that. So they took out all the tier 1s, they're not snowballing as hard as they would like to be, probably on paper. So Bone 7 gonna get chronoed mid, but Hand of God send back.
I'm fine.
He's
See
good.
ya. Uh-oh. Now they're looking to go into Rabbit. There's the Yules. Oh, even the creep getting in on it. And he will be able to leap up and get on out of there. So no one will go down in the end. But Fata does pop an Invis rune here. He scouts out and see if maybe he's greedy and wants to keep farming. That doesn't seem to be it. So it looks like he'll pull back. But, well, that's a chrono down. And they save Bone 7. So a success and a win right there for Cloud9.
Yeah, and C9 just switched completely into map control mode. They bought a bunch of sentries and de-warded everywhere, stopped the vision from Newbee, and now they're just running around getting pickoffs whenever Finger of Death is up. And Newbee, they're in the dark. They're a little bit afraid, and they're just gonna group up, try and feel safe, and go for this tier 1 tower. But that's gonna open up the rest of the map for C9 to split push with Bone 7. And I think, yeah, C9 are starting to settle into a little bit of a rhythm here. Just keep de-warding, keep farming on NB. Bone 7 catches up a little bit, and just try and keep Newbee contained as much as they can. If they can stop them from ever getting any vision, then they don't really have to be afraid of Void and Axe getting random pickoffs.
And there they go into Roche. They feel comfortable to take a fight, and they have creeps all over the place. But Big Daddy on the outskirts gets jumped. It might be too far for help, and and that is a decapitation right there for your Chen. And that's enough to force Cloud9 to pull away. If they don't have that extra bit of substance and sustain, they don't want to bother with it. And so, Bone 7, I got to get back to split pushing. And, well, would you look at that? It's a hammer. And I would wager that's soon going to be a Maelstrom. Mr. Donger, I'm sure you're out there watching. Show some love to Bone 7, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a little bit old school. We haven't seen it in a bit, but I would say Bone 7, he really knows how to play his split push Nature's Prophet, and this is a style that C9 are very comfortable with. And that's what everybody has been talking about this entire tournament long, that Bone 7 just hasn't really seemed to be in his element, but you know, I'm sure playing the Nature's Prophet here, it's a tough game for it. It really is, especially against Blinkule, Shadow Fiend, Axe, and Faceless Void, so he has to be pretty conservative with how he split pushes, but I'm sure he'll still be alright. And his team is making space for him. They've said to Bone, look, you keep top lane pushed out, you keep their attention there so we can look for Roshans, and then just cycle into the jungle whenever you feel pressured. C9 are one of the best teams in the game when it comes to just allocating the farm on the map and making sure that nothing ever goes to waste. And they've even just managed to drag back the net worth lead just through, you know, sheer efficiency and map control right now.
So now they step back Newbee. They probably feel a lot more confident now, though. They got the BKB on Shadow Fiend. That makes 3 BKBs now, and that is going to be a bit difficult for someone like Fata, who's trying to dish that out, and same goes for Misery. So I think Newbee can feel comfortable asserting their dominance here if they want to. Mind you, that Roche is still up, and you can see they're always going to be keeping a watchful eye with this little Satyr Tormentor hired by Big Daddy. Look at this, though. Look at Fata. Down below. Is he going to be tempted into maybe something here in bottom lane? I don't see any movement from Cloud9, so I guess he's just going to be waiting and gathering bits of intel.
Yeah, and C9 are just playing this split push game so nicely. Ward control is good. They see that Newbee are a little bit afraid because they don't have a whole lot of vision to work with, and they're just grouping up in their jungle, so they push out top, they push out mid. Fata probably could have probably even gave a little bit of thought to intercepting the next creep wave down bot. That doesn't clear it out completely. They give away the tier 1, but they get both mid and top into a great position as the exchange, and that's going to open them up to go into Roshan. So C9, when it comes to thinking about the position on the map, I have to say that they're one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, they probably thought that whole sequence out. Look, they're blind, so they know that they de-warded a couple of wards, so they're blind, so they're gonna group. If they're gonna group, they're gonna push bot. If they're gonna group and push bot, we're gonna push the other lanes, and we'll see if we can make an opportunity for Roshan. This time around, Newbee managed to get out quickly enough and put pressure on again, because they've also been doing some good de-warding of their own. But if C9 had more, you know, vision over the map, then they might have committed for that.
Oh. With that, they tried to smoke up and go, but Fata unleashes the ultimate, and since it only strikes one member, something's fishy. And just like that, Big Daddy gets the hell out of there with his creeps. And maybe Newbee, with nothing really left to do, they're going to go and try to take Roche themselves. But as you said, controlling the map as a whole, Cloud9, they push it not just from top, but from bottom as well with Fata. So how fast can Newbee take this down here and be able to get back and put up a formidable defense that actually looks like they're going to be fine? We'll take this Roche. With that, they might be a little bit ahead here.
Yeah, and I don't think C9 are going to change styles too much, now especially with the Aegis. So they're probably just going to keep trying to split the map, keep continuing to farm up, and just hope that split push is going to be enough to stop Newbee getting down a lane and knocking at these tier 2s. So this may even need to be the point where we start talking about how things scale up into the late game.
Yeah.
And you can even see that like Eternal Envy's item build is starting to go that way as well. Just go straight into the butterfly. You know, beefs up his Manta illusions a little bit more for some split push. Of course, great to have against the Shadow Fiend and the Void, and it means that his slot efficiency is really good. He's not picking up little items that are going to litter his inventory and need to be replaced later. I think they're just aiming for 6-slot Jug and 6-slot Nature's Prophet at this stage.
Yeah, they have a schedule for this game, and if they have any sort of say, it's just going to go one by one until they walk away with the win. It's going to be more pressure to Newbee to try to do something to thwart that game plan here. Gets pressured to rotate towards the mid, and with that, Cloud9 separate and they go towards the top. So I have to say, yeah, Butterfly is definitely going to open up a lot of easy opportunities here for KotLGuy to be a lot more confident in some of these possible skirmishes that can break out. And now that's pressure on someone like How to maybe consider investing in an MKB, but to look at him, he does have 4K gold, and MKB doesn't seem like it's going to be that far off in the future if that's what he wants to do.
Newbee's cores are still getting really good farm, and their supports are doing a good job of trying to maintain control over the Radiant jungle, so they still have somewhere to farm while all of this is going on. But Newbee still really want to make some use of this Aegis, and bottom lane not that far out. Mid lane's just being pressured now by C9, so we'll see how Newbee responds to this.
Newbee pops his Basskip Madness, goes right in, feels that with the glyph coming out, they want to get back. Just in and out here. They are pressuring the base while Newbee are still trying to get to tier 2. So they're happy to go for a trade like this. Newbee pops down the ward and goes back in once more. He even has the Alpha Wolf here right behind him, but there's the jump in Rabbit. Oh, does not do the chrono. Pumps it once, and there with the takeout, Big Daddy's going to send them back. Fata though in the mid lane pulls out the Yules onto How. How's going to pop his BKB and run away. Bone 7 comes in from the side, blinks on forward. How? Pump Fix the Requiem is able to blink away. Fata dishes out the ult, but they are able to get a quick snag there, it looks like on the Rubik, who was left behind.
C9 takes some damage on their tier 2, but they get the tier 3 and they get a kill. So that was very nicely executed by them. And they were even ready if the Faceless Void had jumped in there with the Chrono. You could see Big Daddy was just right in range to drop Mech, to drop Hand of God, and to send Envy back if things got dicey. So they have completely switched gears to split push, but they're doing it so nicely at the moment.
Ooh, Rabbit close. Misery. Oh, they go right over. He instantly pops the BKB. Oh no, an airball in the Chrono. Well, at least he's still able to take Misery, and now he's got to get the hell out of there. They scout it out, they sprout, they see it, but he's already out. So, well, Chrono's down, boys. Cloud9 might look to go for a push.
They probably still wait. They're still Aegis, but yeah, they're pretty happy with that.
Oh, well, that makes it even better. That's just a quick, easy grab. But hey, Omnislash stolen. They go. Rabbit's back. And they move forward. Omnislash is going to go out, but he eats the Manta style. That Envy pops out, but he still gets dunked on. And with that, he immediately buys a BKB. But they do end up getting Eternal Envy on the return in exchange for losing a couple of supports. Or at least just one support. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so 18-10, your new score. I think Newbee all right with that. Maybe Eternal Envy just got a little over-assertive there.
Yeah, he's had Big Daddy behind him pretty much this entire game, and that's the one situation where he's not right there to bail him out. Bone 7 gets jumped bot, but does manage to get out, so SF not going to be able to pop him there. And they found Rabbit top.
Oh, lots of mana being drained. Still no chrono, mind you, but he gets locked into a prison of magical bursty death. Ugh. It's like a wizard's nightmare. They just unload a lightning fury onto him, and well, it looks like Rabbit is going to go down. Meanwhile, mid lane, Newbee push. They want to finish off this tier 2. This time Cloud9 don't have all of the map. They're not pressuring into the base, so they can get this done. And mind you, they still have the Aegis on How. So with that,
like
they
2
just
seconds.
bottom. Yeah, it's probably going to end here any moment. Yep, there it goes. It's done for. So, well, Newbee, they could consider stalling out this point. Maybe looking to take advantage of getting the secondary Roche. You can see Banana already places the high ground ward. See what Cloud9 could be up to if they're thinking the same thing, but looks like for now they'll have to step back.
Newbee need a gem of their own real bad, I think. C9, when they switched into doing all the split push, they picked themselves up a gem. Actually, where is that at the moment? Okay, so it's back in the hands of Misery after he lost it to the death of the Faceless Void. And I think Newbee probably needs to be switching their warding up a little bit. They're still using really obvious ward spots, despite the fact they're playing against a gem and a Zeus. And I think that means they're just going to get, that their map vision is going to get cleaned pretty quickly once again.
I'll take that as tribute.
Now Cloud9, they farm up, they ping out, they already know the ward's there, so they'll go for the Dante ward, and Fata sees it now, so quick D ward, the benefit of having that Zeus on your team, certainly nice.
Yeah, I think Newbee's wards need to be like as defensively covering the Roshan pit as they can, and there are certain wards around the map that are kind of suboptimal, but better at dealing with Gem and Zeus and all this true sight. Because otherwise they're just going to be completely blind the entire game.
Well, Envy continues to farm and use his Mantas to add pressure towards the top side. Got that new BKB with a full shiny new 10 seconds. He'll just continue to farm it up. Where does he look to take it from here? At the Master Madness phase boots, Butterfly, now the BKB. Or does he look to take it on the next step if he wants to continue this kind of timid game of side push and look to engage in the later portions of a fight?
Scotty or Abyssal seem pretty likely to me, honestly. Just Scotty, more stats, more tank, you're on the front lines, better with your illusions. Abyssal, decent for continued lockdown and following up on on Newbee's heroes. He may also give thought to MKB, given that they've seen this Butterfly over on How. So I think either of those choices are pretty solid. I think if C9 are going to continue playing split push as much as they can, he probably goes for, I would say probably for the Scotty. He may even consider a Blink or something like that, but I don't know. I think Scotty or MKB is probably the grab.
So now Cloud9 took their attention towards top lane, where the tier 3 was already brought down and the Raxes are already exposed. Newbee already a couple of them in their defensive positions and at the ready. It's gonna be an uphill climb though. Cloud9 are going into.
Bone 7 has Blink Hex. This is huge.
Nope,
Gets vision.
Go. Move in. They have Rabbit now. And if they take him down, it'd be big. But BKB's going to be pop as the finger comes through. He's fine. And now they unleash the Omni Slash. And unfortunately, it's going to be all on SF. Move's able to mitigate a little bit, but there's going to be the chrono. Catches on the back. Rabbit moves forward, but the heal's going to be there from Big Daddy. So Rabbit gets zapped on down. Buybacks come out from both Rabbit and Hal. Rue moves in, trying to pull out the call. Misery could get dunked, will get dunked. Rue on a killing spree as they're able to thwart the couple of them back. Cloud9 now hang outside the base, and they leave. Hot and heavy. No racks done, though.
But 2 buybacks, C9 are totally fine with what just happened there. And just great use of their timing as well. They hit that Hex on Bone 7, and they just immediately went and used it. And they almost, they almost killed the Void immediately. Still got the kill in the end, but execution could have actually even been cleaner there. And, well, made some space, got some buybacks, and just straight into Roshan. Should be a pretty easy pickup here for C9. There's an Ice Blast to scout it, but too little too late, I think.
So they pick it up. Age is still there. Actually, Bone 7 is going to take it. Eternal Envy's already stacked out. Does have the cheese, but he spins on home. But here comes Newbee. They jump on forward. They get the Yules off. Big Daddy not going to walk away from that Yules. How is he going to dish out the ult? Nope. Pumps once. And, well, it's just going to be a couple of raises that finish him off. All the meanwhile, there's Bone7. Ratting his way and split pushing here on the top lane. Using that Maelstrom quite a bit. And now Newbee, well, they got to get the hill back. And this could be the name of the game here from here on out. Crossing the river for Newbee could be a bit of a challenge. Unless they come up with a huge team fight, there's going to be constant pressure coming out from both EE's Jug as well as Bone7.
Yeah, the game plan at this stage for C9 is probably take obvious pickoffs if Newbee make any mistakes. Bone7 continues to push top. And they're going to try and bring down at least one of these tier 2s before they probably go back up into the base because there's buybacks on Newbee, or there's buybacks on cooldown. They want to give themselves the best opportunity. If they just push top, the best they can get is one lane of racks, but if they make sure that they push mid or bot first, in particular mid, then they can go in, win a fight, heal up off the healing ward, and get multiple lanes. So as much as it seems like they may rush in immediately with the Aegis, they'll probably, I think they're still going to prioritize getting the tier 2s over the lane of racks. And when you've got a Nature's Prophet, an exposed lane of racks, especially on top lane, is probably eventually going to go down. So I don't think it's a massive priority for C9 right now.
So what would be the priority here for Newbee if you don't want to be slowly sieged and ratted and taken apart little by little? Like, how do you look to try to turn things right back around and go on the offensive the other way?
You have to make the least obvious. So, well, first you're going to sweep your side of the map with the gem that you just got to try and get rid of any ward so that C9 can't pick you off as you come outside of the base, and then you make the least obvious smoke play that you can. So I think you almost have to show one or two people in another lane and then have the other three smoked looking for somebody and just hope that you can guess what somebody on C9 is doing. Yeah, I think you even consider putting one of the anti-tinker wards up on this western cliff on the edge of the map just so you can see where Bone7 is TPing in and where he might be hiding so that you can jump him. I think that's probably Newbee's best play at this stage.
Yeah, getting a hold of him if they make that blind kind of a jump, especially with someone like Moo, whether you're BKB or not, he'll get you. So that is something that they have to keep in mind. And look at these trees even. I don't care about creeps. I'm going right for the base. Every little chip matters. Every little bit. So they just go slowly chomping on in, and while they're distracted with the trees, here comes Cloud9 on the bottom lane. Bone7 pops out a new arsenal of trees, and oh, the Ghost Scepter going to be popped. No Omni Slash for you. He's forcing away and trying to draw EE all the way back, and into Rabbit's Chronosphere. Now they're going to bring out the right click with that Butterfly. Soaks a bit of the damage as he invades. Here comes How, and they're able to annihilate Eternal Envy. Now it's Newbee looking to go back the other way. Big Requiem's able to blow up Big Daddy. They move all in Fata. He dishes out his refresher, but he's getting nothing off. Double kill for Hal, but here we go. Bone7 splitting it from the top. And the second that happens, Banana TP's over. Ooh, big swing right there for Newbee. Eternal Envy sure, I don't know if he looked at Rubik's inventory, but he tried to make the play onto him, and that proved to be his downfall.
Yeah, that counterplay from Sancheng was so sick. Just get him on board with the Omni Slash, Ghost Scepter, and Force Staff right back to your team. And then Envy was completely isolated, made it very difficult for C9 to take that fight. So pretty big setback, especially timing-wise, since there's only a minute left on the Aegis. And C9, it goes to show that they do still need to be pretty careful in a head-on engagement. This game is so close on experience and gold. Right now, it's all initiation, it's all map position, it's all vision. Nobody is out farming the other really.
How pressuring this tier 2 bottom lane. They've pinged it out, but look who's showing up here on top. Bone7 TP's on over. Misery and his illusions continue to bully it on down, but there's going to be the drop of the tier 2. One more outer tower still stands for C9 up here at the top. Newbee clean out what they can on the way over. Still got plenty of time before Roche is going to be at the ready here. But Newbee do get a bit of a boost after that recent engagement. So with a Butterfly himself now, How could be a bit of trouble here for Eternal Envy. But with that, he's been saving a lot of gold. He actually already has a Monkey King bar. I didn't notice him throw that together, so bypasses the Abyssal Blade and everything. I guess the second he had an inkling that Shadow Fiend was getting that Butterfly, he's like, I'm all in for the MKB.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is SF's BKB at the moment is pretty long, so it's it's not reliable at all to say that, oh, we have a hex on, we have Lion's Hex and we have a hex on the Nature's Prophet, so I don't need to have the MKB for the Shadow Fiend. And I think he really needed to just go for it and make sure that he can chop him down. But How is pretty tanky. Gonna add a Satanic to his inventory as well, and goes to show a lot of why I think we've been seeing so much SF. He's got the flexibility to pick up Mech and Blink and Yules and other items for his team and to be effective in the early game, but he's got the farm speed to back it up, and he can just replace items as he needs to. Now he's got his pretty much best 2 right-clicking items with the Butterfly and the Satanic.
He's got a DD. This is a badass right here. Step out of the way. He is coming. Cloud9. They got a hightail at home. Misery, he's already out the door. Go grabs a TB. This guy's gone. Big Daddy, see you later. I don't want any trouble, buddy. It's all you. But Newbee are going to be coming up short on trying to get hold of any Cloud9 members. They just slip away right back under their door and under their rock. Cloud9 are just going to be working with what other map space is available. It looks like Eternal Envy is going to continue to push from the top, and they're just going to try to stall out, it would seem. We might see just, maybe more of an engagement breaking out by the pit once Roche is back up.
Yeah, when C9 don't want to be found, good luck finding anyone. They're always in the trees. They're always, blinking away, TPing out. Just catch, you catch a glimpse of them and then they're gone. The only time really that C9 have been caught this game is when they've actually turned up to an objective and chosen to take a team fight. And I would say in particular, got to give props to Bone 7 for that. Only for, not the most impressive scoreline, 0-4 and 6, but we've talked at length this game about how difficult it can be to split push against all of the ways that Newbee have to catch somebody out. So I think this has actually been a pretty crisp game from him, aside from a couple of little things like that Wrath of Nature and stuff that we've talked about. Newbee really needs some of these anti-tinker wards though. They gotta be warding up the edge of the map, I think, since C9 is spending so much time in the trees.
They are. They're just like little Lost Boys. They jump right on the rabbit though, and they blow him up. Omnislash even comes out, but they soak it in. Oh, the time in the Requiem doesn't matter. It looks like Mr. Hinata is gonna go slashing onto Moo, but Moo shrugs in the damage. Rabbit actually buys back for this. They see that, and Cloud9 pull away. They want him to waste that bit of extra gold, and they just immediately disperse.
Yeah, you're just able to pop BKB for the Requiem, and they got the kill, they got the buyback, and they got some more pushing done bottom. Bone 7 taking that opportunity to go and grab that tier 2. So they're now opening up that opportunity to win a fight and get multiple lanes. Sunshine cliffs himself and comes to regret his decision.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there was nowhere he was going. He thought, oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. I better get going, but Fata instantly popped out, even with the refresher ultimate on that one. Bone Steven showed up, but that was just for the funeral. Rubik was already down, and Cloud9 get their support pick. I don't think it's enough of a oomph to get them to push towards Newbee, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
And they swiped a gem as well there, which is pretty nice. I think Newbee's gem is in stock, so yeah, so they can just buy a new one if they want it.
Fata. Now he's the one to hide in the trees. Misery is nearby. They could get him. Oh, he blinks back. I mean, you're exactly right, though. They just constantly hiding out in these side spots, these little pockets. I mean, if Cloud9 advance from this, I'm sure some of the other teams and players are watching. If they play a lineup like this from Cloud9, they're going to make damn sure that they check out those trees. So, with that, here we go. Eternal Envy back towards the mid. He's got 5k gold saved up. What do you do from here? Do you just swap out the Sybil Boots of Travel, sell out the Mask of Madness, continue to get nice and swole and 6-slotted? Oh! Yule's timing off with the Requiem. Misery tries to go off to the sidelines, but they do get him right there. The AA latches that one. Gem goes down, and it trades hands again. Well, at least they get their gem back. So, a gem apart now.
They figured it out, Kotal. They solved the mystery. Look what it is. It's the anti-C9 ward.
There it is.
But I think Fada's got an idea of what's going on here. So he might actually be able to deal with it.
Unfortunately for him, he is a Zeus after all, and being able to ward doesn't seem too crazy. Fata's in the base now doing split push, knowing that Newbee are probably making to go for the Roche pit. He's going to try his best to keep the pressure here. But they do have Banana here. try to keep him back. But it looks like it's going to be an easy Roche and Cheese here for Newbee. Plus a little D-Ward.
Wow, that was such a dicey play from Newbee. If you look at their inventories, I don't think any of their cores had a TP there. So the only reason that they didn't lose an entire lane of racks was because Bone 7 had just used teleportation to go back to the fountain, and it was on cooldown for 15 seconds right as they entered the pit. Because I think otherwise they lose quite a bit more there. They didn't even have glyph, no TPs, no glyph. That was just such a ridiculously ballsy play from Newbee, and they somehow don't get punished for it.
Right. Oh man. Well, it pays off for them, and now they can survive and thrive. Cloud9 are not going to look to really push into that one. They get that bit of intel, and it looked like they already pinged out that side ward, so I think they're going to be onto it. So Newbee, though, they know where to look. I mean, the ward may be there, but they're going to be checking there sure enough each time.
Yeah, and once again, it's the question of can they actually get out of the base and go and do anything with this Aegis. C9 has already stalled them out completely once, and it could very well happen again. The one thing is that C9 don't necessarily have, you know, the most clean-cut late-game advantage. Jug's good, he can definitely, you know, bring down Shadow Fiend even if he scales up some more. Nature's Prophet can grab a bunch of items, he's fantastic, and, you know, same story for Zeus, but Newbee aren't really slackers when it comes to late game either. So we could still be here for a while, or a couple of pickoffs could happen and C9 or Newbee could completely ransack one another's bases.
Shows himself. Whoa! Moo goes on 4 with the Force Staff. He gets a hold of Fata. Here comes the Ice Blast. Fata's dead. 80 seconds plus. Does have buyback if necessary, but they do get that pick. We were calling out for if you're, well, a Newbee fan. So they get that. MKB now going to be complete on Hal. He is really decked out on his Shadow Fiend now.
Yeah, so he's still hanging on to his Yules for the time being, but he has ditched his Blink, so it looks like he's going to be leaving Initiation to Rabbit and Moo here, which I think is totally fair. He's just gearing up for the man fight against Envy as much as he possibly can, and also an MKB up now for Rabbit. So if they can lock Envy down, they can definitely blow through his HP pretty quickly. Misery.
Oh, they go on the Rabbit. They get him sheeped up. Misery draining out the mana, finger to the face. They have to pull away, and Rabbit doesn't want him to go anywhere. Get away from me, you stupid little tree. Well, it looks like it's not going to be any sort of takedown. Misery's finger will be on cooldown, and Bo 7, he says, see you later. They actually ping right where Misery is. But, well, bit of footsie play. They don't get the pick.
I think they may have stacked their hexes there somewhat. Because I was like, oh, okay, they're timing this perfectly. They're going to impale into Lion Hex, and then I expected Bone 7's Hex to come out, and it never happened. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there and actually stops them from getting the kill. They may have actually lined it up correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but it would have been a pretty... actually, I don't even know if it would have been a pretty big deal to blow the Aegis there. You know, like we've seen, C9 are very, very capable of just stalling this game seemingly as long as they please.
Another gem's going to be purchased up here from Big Daddy, as well as a smoke. And we'll see. Like, what... This point in the game, it's 51 minutes in, you're a Chen. What's your job? You just got to make sure you get out that Hand of God when necessary, close enough to dish out the mechanism. He does have the Ghost Scepter if he needs to avoid the right click, but I feel like this is that awkward point in the game when you're a Chen and it's late game and you're a support. I mean, what's the best thing you could do? Just got to be there for the sustain.
So one, you're gonna get hopefully some good aura creeps if you can, and keep buffing up your carries and keep pushing out lanes. Two, you're probably gonna, if you have spare creeps, you can force staff them up onto ward spots and use creeps as wards. And then he probably wants to farm either a Force Blink or an Ethereal Blade if he can. Force or Blink. Well, Blink so he can jump in and send people back if they get chronoed, or if there's somehow a way that they won't get bursted down before the send back happens. Force Staff, to same idea, but also to potentially get people out if they get lifted or they're cold feeded. And Ethereal Blade as like a final resort against Faceless Void and Shadow Fiend to help keep people alive, because Newbee can't actually punish you that much with Magical Burst if you go Scepter someone. But anyway, it's teamfight time.
Yeah, they come together to avoid maximum damage. Rabbit plops down a Chrono, goes right for Bone 7. The heal's going to be coming out, plus the mech keeps him alive, and then the Yule's follow-up. They're able to zap down How, and the Rubik drops. Now Rabbit's going to be next. Cloud9 have played this one beautifully, and they're able to quickly drop down 3. Not done yet, though. Misery looks to go on forward here, but they're not going to be able to catch anyone. Newbee already splitting towards the bottom, and already the buyback actually coming out from How.
It looked like How got nothing off there. He just got
Didn't. Still
just got
BKB,
chopped.
Still Yules,
Yeah, no,
everything.
no Satanic, no Yules, no BKB. I don't know what happened. I saw Envy Omni/In end up next to him, and then he just disappeared. Looks like he just got locked down and finished off. So, well done, C9.
Maybe it felt like it wasn't necessary to dish out the BKB at the conclusion of that Omni Slash, but Misery around and Bone 7, better to play it safe. So he probably got sheeped up, and there was just so much
he
burst
must
with the
have.
finger and Fata, it was just done for. But now he goes to Yules, BKB, Requiem brings Fata down instantly, and well, now they look to push on in. Let's see if they get a hold of Misery. Meanwhile, you see Eternal Envy. He takes down both center racks up and above. Rubik trying to deal with it here, so they send How back. And as they go on forward, they're able to take down Misery. There's going to be the gem on the ground, and only Eternal Envy gets to walk away with the last laugh. He's already finished off one set of racks here, and Newbee are going to eat their first base damage.
That was really well done by C9. I mean, totally faked that Newbee and took out that lane of racks. Probably didn't escape as cleanly as they would have liked, and they were probably looking to actually even push up there, maybe get initiation and go. But like you said, last laugh. They're gonna go back, grab a little bit more farm. Map is completely devoid of wards at the moment, but Newbee still have to wait around a little bit for their Faceless Void to respawn. So it looks like C9 may even not lose too much out of those deaths. And Zeus almost has what's I think a Hex of his own. So he almost has Blink, double ults, double Hex, all sorts of insane plays that Fata can make pretty soon. But Newbee are done with the rats. They're gonna try and make a bid for this mid lane.
Yeah, well, that's a cool gem. Forget that gem though. I gotta get in the base and just start knocking at this tier 3. Mind you, How is no buyback. He's all in for this one. And now the glyph comes out. They still have 5 seconds before Fata's gonna be up. But he'll have a refresher orb ready to go. Now MKB complete. Insta sheep. How is not going to be able to get the BKB off if he gets taken down. Finger. Self-fuel saves him in the nick of time. Moon jumps in onto Misery. Now BKB is going to be popped, but Eternal Envy's able to slash down and take apart Rabbit. Fata steps in, has his refresher, and they Yules up How. How's going to be caught behind, and he is far from his team, so he gets blasted. And now he's out. 124 seconds, 2 minutes without a buyback. Bone 7, oh, you're not escaping, Banana. He's going to try to walk away from this up and above and on the way out. And Bone 7's going to look to go on the hunt. Meanwhile, the rest of the Newbee are just trying to get back and away and towards their base. But, oh boy, this is going to be Cloud9 now parading on the other side towards Newbee. And there's not going to be much of a defense. They have still a minute before anyone is up and ready to offer any sort of remote defense. Axe is here, but he is but one man, but one move. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Envy just totally won C9 that team fight. Went in, Omni Slash, killed one, dropped the Abyssal Blade on Void, killed him. Void got nothing off, and yeah, C9 just going to march up onto the high ground.
He starts chopping at bottom while the rest of his team has their way with Rubik. And now Moo tries to take on both 7 and Misery. Gets the Misery chop right there, but Turtle Envy continues to chop away and takes out the bottom center racks. Moo may have a double kill, but Fata steps in and, well, ruins things for him. And now Cloud9 usually go towards the mid lane. Double buybacks even coming out from both Bone 7 and Misery, and they look to go for the jugular here. There we go. Bone 7 starts right-clicking it in, and it looks like Newbee, the struggle continues here for them in the DAC. They are now on Mega Creeps. Rabbit is going to run around like a little piggy under his own bubble, and it's going to be unfortunate times for him. BKB walk away. I'm a sad panda.
The backtracks. He lives.
Where was that before?
Yeah, it's like, where was that when Envy chopped me a new one on mid?
He's chopping a new one. New home for himself, and it looks like Cloud9 are going to get another victory. So just when they drop a couple of games, they win some back, then they drop a couple of more, and now they get a couple of more. It's never safe to bet on a team like Cloud9. I guess if you're going against Newbee, it could be a different story, but I got to say, Newbee actually didn't look terrible here. I just think Cloud9 really executed a very, very nice draft.
Yeah, I think you look at C9's draft and you put it in the context of this tournament, and it looks a lot like any other pushing draft that we've seen. It's a draft that could have very well ended the game at 20-25 minutes if they'd got the ball rolling, but they also kind of had that split push and some classic C9 stuff in their back pocket also at the ready. And well, early game went badly. They just shifted gears, controlled the map, and really ground out the win. I don't know if there's really any other way to describe it. And Newbee just had circles run around them the entire game. It was circles being run around them on the map, and then even when they got the opportunity to team fight, almost every single team fight, C9 got the initiation with, honestly, up until they had the multiple blinks and hexes and everything, the worst initiation. But yeah, props to C9, and unfortunately Newbee, that losing record just continues to get worse.
Yeah, sucks. Cloud9 though, sometimes I guess you just got to get your hands dirty to get the job done, and well, they'll wash their hands off and be able to move on forward here with a nice 6-6 record with this win. And like you said, for Newbee, it just continues to not look so good. They will be still side by side with MVP Phoenix now with a 1-12 record. And that will wrap up heat number 7 here. We got one more heat to go. It is going to be Navi versus Rave. That will take us home here on Beyond the Summit 2. I myself am KotLGuy. Support me by hitting me up on my Twitter at KotLGuy, and support my good buddy here, Cameron, Mr. Basskip, on his Twitter at BASSSKIP. And with that said, we're going to go for a little bit, and we'll be back in just a moment.